All right. Thank you everyone for joining us here. Looks like we're all gathered, a lot of fantastic boxes with faces on it. Welcome to day 2 of the Fall Summit here at Plug and Play. We're kicking off with the Brand and Retail Batch 14 Expo. Incredible. The more batches we do for brand and retail, the more records we break, and the longest running program we have here. So excited to have everyone. For those of you who are joining this as your first time at a Plug and Play event, we definitely adapted to the new world, but it's important to know the mission that drives us all here is really connected around bringing these groups together, connecting the entrepreneurs, the corporations, and the investors in our communities worldwide. And in doing so, hopefully transforming the industries we're all involved with by getting some new ideas and technology into the markets faster. Great. And I'll introduce myself quickly too. I'm Will Decker. I'm a co-director of the Brand and Retail Program, among other things. Very excited to be here and have you here. You can see also more programs and industries that Plug and Play runs, some of which are a part of this Fall Summit. And you'll get to see, maybe you saw yesterday, you'll see today, tomorrow, and the next. Very exciting. It's one of our fastest growing areas. We get corporations from these industries to work with our Plug and Play teams, identify common themes, and then we bring the very best startups to work on programs with all sorts of incredible outcomes. So you can see here some of the ones that we've launched recently. Really excited about things going on in animal health and ag tech. Of course, everything related to adapting to this new world and environment and how we work today, and who knows how we'll work in the future. And it's a global community. So right now you might be joining us from all over the world. You're here at our headquarters in Silicon Valley virtually. So welcome. Just also know that when things return back to some kind of normal, there are teams and programs on the ground wherever you are. So in these areas all over the world, there are Plug and Play programs by industry that again are bringing together all these corporate executives, entrepreneurs, and investors to do some phenomenal things. So I encourage you, reach out to your Plug and Play contacts, get involved in your local communities. There's just an incredible amount going on. And we've seen, I would say, more engagement now than ever before. And it's thanks to our corporate partners. You know, a lot of our corporate partners come here, and it's because of them that we draw such an incredible, great group of innovators and entrepreneurs. And I'm very excited to announce 2 new partners that joined our brand and retail program, Yum Brands and EY Parthenon. So very excited about what you both are going to bring to the global innovation community, to what we're doing in brand and retail. Just incredible, and really looking ahead to the partnerships. Also included in our group is McDonald's, Nike, and Chick-fil-A as new folks who have joined. That brings the total to over 60 partners just within the brand and retail global community. Just a really phenomenal group, and thank you so much. I'm also very excited that Plug and Play is announcing a new strategic collaboration with RGA Ventures. They are working with us to provide bespoke corporate innovation resources to our partners. So if you want to find out more about this, engage with them during the networking session later, which is really our showcase on Remo. From RGA, we are lucky to have Jonathan Bradley and Fielding Jameson. They'll be there to answer your questions. Today, right now, this morning, this Zoom session is really part 1 of 2 parts. The second part comes after this, and if you're already planning to attend the Remo session, great. If you don't know what that is, reach out to your Plug and Play contact. But this is the Remo session, is the showcase. That's where you're going to get to see the startups in the demo tables, do some networking, really get that interaction we really hope to get from these types of events. This Zoom session tees that up. You'll get to see some phenomenal content and speakers and video presentations from our startups. We're really excited about it. I just hope to see all of you who are here at our Remo session afterwards. Today's themes, when we look to our anchor partners, These are really our board members of the program on the corporate side. You can see here on the list. They tell us all the different interests. We go back as a team at Plug and Play and see where the common areas and common themes are and try to drive the entire program based on those. It was more of a challenge this batch, as you can imagine, than any other program I've seen in the past. There's a lot of urgency around innovation and new solutions that can help you adapt to these times, save costs. So the team went to work, and we ended up with these 4 general areas that we have for our startups in our program that you'll see today. Inventory management, dealing with the volatility of everything going on, where you had plans coming into the pandemic, you had to adapt to changing spikes in need, and now you have to plan for what happens afterwards. E-commerce enablement. Oh, I'll go back and continue through a few of these more. Thanks, Jonathan. So e-commerce enablement, of course, now everyone having a massive part of the path to purchase online at home, really put a spotlight on capabilities around online and digital. So did you have them? What could you do that's more efficient? If you weren't strong there, what could you do to quickly beef up your capabilities? Sustainability and new ideas. Some folks are really referring to this as the Great Reset. So what opportunities are created for us to look at this as a chance to build and develop circular models or other models of consumerism that are better for the world, better for our communities, and just better in general. So really excited about some of the sustainability and new ideas coming out of the opportunities created today. And of course, we always get asked for things that we see that are new and new ideas and new experiences across the entire shopper journey. So any type of new experience, whether it's online or off. Thank you to the team. So this can't happen without this amazing team. My co-director and partner in crime, Kevin Paracato. It's great to have you here and really feed off of your passion for this space, just phenomenal. And the entire ventures team, Tanya and Gwyneth, it's just a pleasure. And you know the startup ecosystem so well that we rely on you to bring together this great group of startups today. Everyone in partner success and partnership. We've got Colleen, Emily, Jasmine, and Suki. Fantastic. Thank you for being here and all your hard work. And of course, today won't happen at all unless Acadina works tirelessly on this batch program. This is really, Acadina, your day. And thank you so much for bringing us all together and making this happen. So it is my great pleasure to welcome to the virtual screen, Mr. Charlie Qloo. He was named the CEO of FTD in March of 2020. Incredible, right? And he brings extensive digital and retail leadership experience to that role. Most recently, he served as the first global chief e-commerce officer for Samsonite, while simultaneously serving as chief digital officer for Tumi, which was acquired by Samsonite. Prior to that, he held executive positions and led digital transformations at several companies, including Assembled Brands and a leading nutritional supplement company acquired by Reckitt Benckiser, and Lucky Brand Jeans. Also provides advisory services to a number of companies operating in the e-commerce arena. Welcome, Charlie. Great to virtually see you.
Likewise,
it's all yours.
Thank you very much. Can everybody hear me okay? Everything's good on your side? Fabulous. All right, we're going to try to share the screen here. Let's see if I don't screw this up somehow. Bear with me, guys. All right, is everything hunky-dory on your guys' side? If I can get someone to say yes, no. Fabulous. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Well, I think it's morning for most of you. I'm here in Seattle, Washington. It's nice to meet everyone. I struggled a little bit with what to talk about today because I didn't want it to be autobiographical and I wanted to kind of be as useful as possible. But what I'm gonna kind of do is run through my background, just both personally and professionally, because I think it can be some learnings, both positive and negative, on kind of how to progress into the C-suite. And then kind of talk a little bit more about my organizational and innovation philosophy. And then more specifically talk about what's going on at FTD, because I think there's some good case studies that everybody can take from and learn from. So this is me really quickly. I've had a weird career, which I'll talk a little bit about next. But my family is a lot of fun. On the top left there is my personal record of throwing my daughter Lila in the air then two of my son Anders with our dog McAllen, and my wife with Lila as a baby. One of my absolute favorite hobbies is messing with salespeople on LinkedIn. Just brings me endless joy. This is a real example of some guy named Rob, who I'd never met before, who on March 24th talked to me about how he can be very, very helpful with my strategy. And my response was, hey, Rob, it's my second day as CEO. If you think now's the time to offer me strategic advice, I have to question your strategic thinking. Nothing brings me more joy than messing with bad salespeople on LinkedIn. Tells you a little bit about my philosophy. I am an avid University of Washington supporter. Both my wife and I played volleyball there. And so Seattle is home, even though I was born in upstate New York. And so we relocated back here about 5 years ago. So that's me. I want to use this slide to show you a little bit about probably a risky career progression. And the reason I say that is if you personally have a goal of a C-suite, you really kind of have three options, I would say, which is a linear path. And a linear path, I would say, is undergrad, work a little bit, MBA, consulting, big company, CEO. The reason I say linear paths tend to work is you should never underestimate the gatekeepers. And the gatekeepers in the corporate world in particular, and this is maybe a little less true, but it's still extremely true, are the major recruiting firms, the Korn Ferrys, Egon Zenders, Spencer Stuart's, Heidrick Struggles, True Search, et cetera. They are looking at a resume as a persona. They're not going to get to know you if you don't pass that gatekeeping. My resume is the antithesis of what they look for. And the reason being is this mixture of entrepreneurship, private equity operating, big company operating. It just doesn't make sense to somebody when they look at paper. A lot of people will look at my piece of paper and say, this guy must be a flake because he moves around a lot. In reality, I've had 4 exits in my life. And in 3 of those exits, the exit was the goal, i.e. when I worked with our investors, we signed in and said, hey, we're looking for X multiple by Y year. And we achieved that at exit and everybody was really happy. The only exception to that rule was my time at Toomey. Toomey, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, is my one exit where I personally contributed $0 in value. I just was lucky. It was right place, right time. And so when you're going through your personal journey and kind of trying to figure out what you want to do, I think it's important to contextualize where you want to end up. Because look, entrepreneurship is always going to be there. If you're good and you have a risk profile that allow you to try, you can always start a company and give yourself the title CEO. It's just that if it fails, you've now kind of made a divergence in your resume, which is fine, right? And so it's not a curse to be an entrepreneur your whole life. It's only a curse to be an entrepreneur your whole life if, frankly, you suck at it, right? And so I think you should always contextualize where you want to go and then your risk profile and how you want to get there, because within the context of risk is time, right? If you are willing to work at Procter & Gamble for 15 years, make no mistake about it, that puts you on a C-suite path. It also mitigates a ton of risk, but maybe that doesn't match your time series. And so for me, I got away with kind of bopping in between. And for me, the fabric of why I ended up where I did is 2 things. Number 1, luck, and number 2, mentorship. And if you look at kind of my Robert Frost fork in the road, it was Shift Nutrition. I was on this nice, neat path of digital advertising to fashion e-commerce, and then I jumped to CPG. And the reason I jumped to CPG is a guy named Tarang Amin. Tarang was the CEO at Shift. He exited that business. He's now the CEO at ELF Cosmetics. He exited that business. And I was very fortunate to candidly meet someone smarter than me, right? And kind of learn from Tarang. He informed my entire managerial style. And that was, for me, the most important launching pad to being ready to be a CEO. Now, the luck part, you still have to kind of have an opportunity present itself. Now, I was a CEO in a startup where I exited. And then when I went back out into the world, I talked to the aforementioned recruiting firms. It is not a random event that I have good friends at the 5 firms that I've mentioned, because I said to them, look, there is this mythical list that isn't real, but it's kind of real, that when a CEO job for a major retailer comes up, you all know who you're going to call, right? And I want to be on that list. What do I have to do? And that advice kind of led me to go work for Toomey, stay at Samsonite for quite a while. And after 4 years, lo and behold, Spencer Stuart's reaching out to me for CEO roles. And so I think that this kind of career would be a cautionary tale for some people because it's not the most obvious. I had to get a combination of lucky and good to get here. But you should be thinking about your chessboard as you kind of move forward in life to kind of reach your professional goals. Okay, philosophically, let me talk first about why I believe people screw up their operational system. And by screw up, I mean hinder long-term innovation, focus on incremental change for step change. You can make your own definition of screw up. For me, never underestimate incentives, ever, right? If a classic example of the thing hindered by incentives is innovation. If you work at a publicly traded company and you are forced to live 10K to 10K, 10Q to 10Q, you are functioning in a quarterly mindset. I think everybody on this call will agree quarters are not where innovation take place. Innovations take place over years, both culturally, systemically, and tactically. And so always understand what those incentives are. We recently did our 2021 bonus plan. And one of the things I made sure to do is carve out a good chunk of cash for every department that didn't hit their annual metrics, that they basically get a pass on. Because I want them to think of that as their innovation slush fund so they can think about it in a longer range forecast, knowing that long range is a hard thing to incentivize for. If you got equity, great. If you're an entry-level employee, hard to really kind of paint that vision. So don't forget about incentives. It's an important place to start, even though it is a little bit Machiavellian. Your investor goals are probably the single most important. If you are working at a venture capital-based company versus a private equity-based company versus a publicly traded company, the people holding the purse strings have different definitions of success. Now, you can try to run into that headwind as much as you want. You're going to fail, right? If you don't contextualize your goals with your company goals, with your investor goals, then you're going to fail. Because make no mistake about it, if you're trying to do something that's really important, has a great payoff in 7 years, and your investors try to sell the company at 3, you're never going to get the funding to do it. So always contextualize what you do in the context of your investors. And then groupthink's a scary thing. And I think this is where I have to be very careful with my choice of words, because I feel like people misunderstand diversity. Diversity is tended to be defined by race, religion, sex, whatever it may be. What I would implore all of you is to build all of your team with diverse brains, right? If your entire team is MBAs from Harvard or PhDs in computer science from MIT, I'm telling you right now, your team's gonna suck. It doesn't matter how smart you are. Yes, every team wants an MBA from Harvard. And yes, every team would be great to have a PhD in computer science from MIT. But what makes it really powerful is when you put those two people next to each other and force them to collaborate. So team structure is remarkably important to me. When I got to FTD, we had 7 people in the C-suite. All of them were 45 to 60-year-old white men. I then hired 3 more executives. All of them were 30 to 45-year-old women. I think it's really important that you understand how backgrounds contextualize the way people think, not just what they're thinking about. And that's why I think diverse teams are essential to building awesome operational systems. Don't conflate data with analytics. I think it's so funny when people talk about lifetime value as an analytics. It's just data, right? This is Will Decker. What's his career purchase? Go. Every single person in your company should be able to make that data pull, because that's not analysis. What's analysis is understanding how Will's path to first purchase informed his lifetime value versus Charlie's path to first purchase informed my lifetime value, and understanding how that should flow upstream to drive marketing. That's analysis. So what I think is important is everyone in your team has access to data, can pull their own data, and you can leave the data scientists to do true analysis or true data science or true machine learning. The conflation of those two things drives me batty. And I think to drive a powerful operational system, you need to make sure you understand those in their own silos and value them accordingly. And then my least favorite saying on the face of the earth is under promise and over deliver, right? If you want to change that a little bit, you'd say sandbag. What you kind of need to do is create an organizational system where people are motivated to try to hit the nail on the head, and they feel safe when they come up a little short. And I think this is important, because if I'm managing a team based on a lot of people who are under promising and over delivering, I'm going slower than I could be. So creating this organization where you have a lot of safety for people to go fast, and by definition, going fast means having a tendency to fail every once in a while, you will have a better team. And it starts with making people safe to fail a little bit. It's a lot of trust. They have to mitigate risk as they do it, but it's an extremely important aspect to a high-performing organizational team. Now, systemically, I run a really cross-functional organization. There is one generalist, it's me. I don't believe in a strategy department. I don't believe in internal consultants. I think I need to have excellent functional leaders and excellent business leaders functioning in a way where they are pushing against each other constantly. And one of the things that I've been really employing at this new organization is there is no number two. There is no second in command. There's 8 people that report to me that are tied. And the reason I say that is not to like prop myself up in some sort of Orwellian overlord. I say that because I want these folks to treat each other like peers and honestly fight. And I think tension is important. This is a good example of, in my opinion, the 6 most important, what I call 3-legged stools in an e-commerce team. No one person in any one of these boxes should be driving the decision. They should be collaborating with each other. My personal favorite is the top right box, digital, tech, brand, and creative. What is a good landing page? Is it a beautiful one? Is it a high converting one? Is it a fast one? Is it a simple one? The answer to that question is yes. All of those are important, but you have to make sacrifices in everything you do in the context of technology, in the context of beauty, right? One of my kind of cliches that I say far too often is, if you gave Leonardo da Vinci a task and right next to him gave Stephen Hawking a task, and all you said was design the perfect web page, you are going to get 2 fundamentally different deliverables. But what you really want is the combination of the 2. You want something that is logical and fast and binary, and you want something that is beautiful and layered, and you want to put those 2 things together. The only way you do that is if you drive collaboration in these tension points. And so I would ask all of you, where do you have tension points and where do you have barriers? And then you have to ask yourself the really inward-facing question: are you the barrier? Is it really the other person's fault, or is it the system's fault? And this is this concept of managing up, managing down. There might be hard conversations that you have to have with your boss or your subordinates or your peers, depending on where you feel like the 3-legged stool. Usually it doesn't exist. Usually what happens is there's one person who's making far too many decisions. And it isn't that that one person is good or bad. It's just that one person is coming at it from one point of view. Go back to my diversity of thought rant. This is where you get that diversity and put it in action. And when I say to all 3 of these stools, if y'all can't figure it out, that's okay. That's the way the system is meant to function. Bring me in. I can be your tiebreaker. I get brought in very, very few times. It does happen. And when it happens, I get excited. I don't criticize people. I get really excited because I think that means the system is functioning properly. So let's talk about FTD real quick in the last 5-6 minutes we have. As Will referenced, I started as CEO of FTD on March 23rd. Illinois issued their shelter-in-place order on March 21st. It is today, what? Today is October 14th. I have never been to the FTD office as an employee. I went once as an interview candidate, and that was only into the Downers Grove office. We also have an office in downtown Chicago. As it would happen, I still have never been back. I basically haven't really left the state of Washington since then. But such is life. But inheriting a team where you've never met anybody, 1, it's the first time they've sheltered in place in 110 years, 2, and let's just admit it, there's just a general tension in the world on March 23rd. Really kind of put my system to a test. And then, oh yeah, the business was not doing well before I got there. Had one of the worst Januaries you can possibly imagine. Really blew Valentine's Day, which you can imagine is a really big holiday for flowers. And in my first 3 weeks of the job, I had 2 fatal website crashes. In my entire career in e-commerce, which started in 2006, I had had 2 fatal website crashes before I got to FTD. My favorite example is when I talk to the head of tech, I go, hey, what's going on with the second? Because I don't want to be the unempathetic leader, but at the same time, I run an e-commerce business. His answer was, well, it was only down for 2 hours. That's when I knew the cultural challenge in front of me, that was going to be a lot of fun, which is why I am not a religious person, but I love to share this quote. In my first month, I must have said this prayer, it's called the Serenity Prayer, to myself 40 times. Because whenever you encounter a situation, you need to internalize what's possible for you to fix and what's not, or what's not on the timeline you would like. And so regardless of your personal religious beliefs, I always have found this utterance in my head to be really beneficial. And it got to the point where people in the C-suite at FTD were copying and pasting this to each other over the first couple of months, because I have this belief that, and I'm pretty sure I learned this from some folks at TPG Capital, but I couldn't find the right footnote. So I don't want to represent this as my own. I picked this up at some point in my life. you have to play 3 chessboards at the same time, right? You have a tactical chessboard, which is what are you going to do in the next 90 days that has the most outsized return. You have the strategic chessboard, that what are you going to do the next year that has the most outsized return. And you have the vision chessboard, which is 3 to 5 years and has the best return. The rub on that is it's really hard to play them all at the same time. The pieces aren't quite the same. And in a lot of ways, you will have basically completely diametrically opposed initiatives on each board. And in our case, context really mattered here. I joined 5 weeks before the 2-week peak of Mother's Day. Mother's Day makes up 35% of our profit. So what's this? All that mattered was Mother's Day. And the bottom little sentence here is the thing that really matters. The strategy and vision, I just shut down any conversation about it because honestly, it didn't matter. If we don't make Mother's Day work, there's a legitimate possibility that 20 to 40% of our organization are looking for new jobs. And it's really easy to open a textbook you had in business school and say, well, you always need to project the perfect vision for an organization. I call bullshit on that, right? Because what I'm telling you right now, in the world of a pandemic on March 23rd, with 5 weeks before your Cyber Monday, your vision does not matter. What matters is making that number. And there's a lot of analogies out there, right? It's really easy to preach teamwork. It's really easy to preach teamwork in sports. But if it's game 7 of the NBA Finals and you're down 1 and one person has 2 free throws to make, what matters is how much that person practiced free throws. And yes, the team was a part of that process, but we always have to contextualize each thing into micro moments. And so what did we do? We blew the organization up, right? Within a month, we hired a new CTO, a new CMO, a new COO, and a creative director. We fired our digital marketing agency that had been there for 7 years because it took one look at the analytics and it wasn't going well. We completely started to overhaul our web analytics. Within 3 weeks, we had almost redone our Adobe Analytics instance because if we knew one thing, we had to be able to react to our web analytics in real time or as best as we could based on how screwed up the data infrastructure was. We immediately created a new dashboard that was focused on business metrics that mattered in the time. I didn't care about lifetime value. I know that's not what you're supposed to say, but I'm telling you, in the time, we didn't care about lifetime value. And we did everything we could to optimize conversion in the time frame we had. We launched Apple Pay, we launched Google Pay, we launched Afterpay. All we can do is our best. Yes, I would have loved to redesign our mobile website into a PWA. We didn't have time, right? So we did all these triages, and I'm telling you right now, we crushed it. We did everything as well as we could have, and we made 3 times the amount of money our organization thought we would. And guess what? Now we have the time for innovation. Now we have time for strategy. Now we have time for vision. And this is where it gets fun. Now it's June 1st. Now what? We basically looked at a whole view of the organization. So this was the entire C-suite sitting in a virtual room for 4 hours, basically saying, like, what are the biggest problems that are hindering long-term growth? And we zeroed in on these 6 things. And if I had to guess, these 6 things are analogous to your organization in some shape or form. So go back to the first thing, one of the first things I said about the difference between data and analytics. Democratizing data across the organization is essential because I promise you it's slowing you down. You shouldn't need a customer service rep to request a data pull to look at Charlie Cole's transaction history. Yes, there are data integrity issues, and yes, there are privacy issues. They are solvable. Get data in as many hands of people as possible, and it can be read-only. That doesn't mean they get to change the data. Get them read-only access to data in a way that's digestible to them. We need to differentiate our brands. I mean, FTD's been around for a long time. In a lot of ways, it's analogous to my career at Samsonite. You know, what does the brand really mean? Yes, it has heritage. Yes, it's respected, but what makes it different? And we need to have that conversation. And you should have that conversation probably once a year. Like, is our brand still living up to its reputation, or are we relying on its reputation? And it's an important semantic there. Best-in-class customer experience. This is something that people talk about all the time. I am telling you, if you put metrics behind it, and you actually bonus people on Net Promoter Score, bonus people on return rate, bonus people on refund rate, you're going to actually start driving a better customer experience because customers vote with their wallets. They vote with their wallets in 2 ways. Number one, well, 3 ways, I guess. Do they return the product? Do they come back and buy more stuff? And the third way is, do they recommend you to other people? Bonus people on it. Go back to the incentive thing. Reinvest in our florists. Put it another way, put a red line through florists and write supply chain. Are we able to deliver the best possible product on the face of the earth? If not, what are we doing here? Simplify everything and then find other chunk sales. Like we partnered with Albertsons and are powering their floral. There's probably analogies there for you. Look, 20 minutes isn't a lot of time. My time is up, but I really believe in kind of the team at Plug and Play. I've used them in my past. I've known Will for a long time. I'm dropping Will a line to figure out how to partner with them to kind of drive innovation. And one of the things that I appreciate about their group is their willingness to openly network. This is the best way to contact me. Email me, add me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to riff on this sort of stuff. Hopefully you found this is helpful. A lot of information in 20 minutes, and I'm not exactly the slowest talker in the face of the earth, but appreciate the opportunity to plug and play and hope it was helpful, everyone.
Amazing. Thank you, Charlie. All right, off to you, Gwyneth. Your turn.
Awesome. Thank you so much to Charlie for a great presentation. What an incredible way to kick off our event. Right now, we definitely all need to hope for the wisdom to know the difference between what we can and cannot change. And hello to everyone in the audience. We are so happy to have you all here. My name is Gwyneth, and I'm a Ventures Analyst on the brand and media teams here at Plug and Play. For the next portion of our expo, we will be showcasing our incredible batch startups. You can find our brochure via the QR code on the screen. It's just a quick scan away. And at the end of each presentation, a little poll will pop up on your screen asking if you're interested in an introduction to the startup. If you vote yes, we can facilitate an intro within the next week or so. And lastly, please join us for the second half of this event, which is networking on Remo from 12 to 2 PT, where you can ask the startups questions and watch live demos. And now on to the startups. So up first, we have Grabango. Have you ever walked into a store, saw an extremely long checkout line, and wished you could just grab and go and pay for it, of course? Well, now you can. Grabango provides a frictionless checkout experience for large-scale grocery and C-store chains.
Good morning, folks. For our friends in other time zones, good afternoon. I'm Vijay Swami. I am the Head of Partnerships for Grabango. Grabango is a computer vision-powered checkout-free technology provider for large convenience and grocery store chains in the world. We're headquartered in Berkeley, California, in the heart of Silicon Valley. We've been around for about 5 years. I suppose that makes us old by the Silicon Valley standards. Among our crop of clients, we count some of the largest grocery and convenience store chains in the world. Checkout-free technology, otherwise known as frictionless checkout, makes the checkout process very easy for your shoppers. So I should say that our mission is to eliminate lines and save your shoppers time. How do we do this? When shoppers visit a Grabango-powered grocery or convenience store, they can shop exactly the way they do today. There are no turnstiles, there are no barriers to entry. And when they're ready to check out, they can quite simply open the Grabango app or the retailer's app, scan the QR code in the app, and simply leave. Our computer vision algorithms running in the ceiling mounted cameras would know exactly the items that the shoppers pick. It would tally up the items, generate a receipt, and send it to the shoppers via the app. The credit or debit card attached to the customer's account would be charged for the particular transaction. Quick sneak peek of our technology in a real store. Grabango specializes in bringing checkout-free technology to existing stores. We are experts with retrofit our checkout-free technology. This particular store is part of the Giant Eagle Empire in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We launched the Grabango checkout service at this store for general public about 4 weeks ago. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, please do pay a visit to the GetGo store to try Grabango checkout in person. I believe that's all the time that I have. Let's connect for a longer conversation, either this afternoon or on a different day. Here's my email. Feel free to reach out to me either via email or please talk to your friendly plug and play associates. They would be happy to connect you with me. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much to Grabango. I think in the COVID era, we all have a new appreciation for the grocery store. So everyone in the Pittsburgh area, head over. So there should be a poll popping up. Feel free to vote. Now up next, we have Butlr. So track the customer journey within the store while respecting the customer's privacy concerns. How, you may ask? So Butlr tracks people's movement by sensing body heat.
Hello everyone, my name is Hong Hao Din. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Butlr. Butlr is a spin-off from MIT Media Lab. We've developed a new generation wireless system to track individuals' position and behavior while safeguarding privacy. It can be used in any environment, home, assisted living, offices, or retail. We built state-of-the-art sets of algorithms and wireless sensing network based on our team's multiple years of research. The Butlr team is from MIT, Harvard, and Berkeley. Our technology is the world's first and only solution to detect individuals' indoor location, posture, and body temperature in real time, all while safeguarding privacy, and is completely wireless and plug and play. With multiple sensors in this place, our system can track each individual's visitors from the moment they walk into the store to the shelf space until the point they check out. The retailers can use this shopping journey data to achieve real-time personalized promotion and experience just like online retail. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, we added automated maximum occupancy control, queue management, and temperature screening to eliminate the designated staff member and reduce the cost and risk for the business owners. And we just rolled out the temperature detection feature. It's the first and only solution to detect indoor location, posture, and body temperature at the same time. And we have built it ultra easy to deploy, safeguard privacy, accurate, real-time, and low cost. Our existing competitor, Density, can only do head count at entrance and exit, selling at $1,000, which is 5 times higher, and is a wired solution that has additional cost. It doesn't have the ability to monitor the space inside the door, and definitely cannot detect body temperature. Other technology like Wi-Fi or beacon cannot compete our accuracy by nature. We're the winner of Architecture A+ Award in Smart Building and Technology category in 2020. Imagine a physical world that truly understands customer user experience that is safe, responsive, and intelligent, powered by Butlr.
Thank you so much to Butlr. So up next, we have Immerss. So do you ever wish you could have the in-store experience without actually having to go to the store? You know, no makeup, no driving. You can even stay in your PJs. So Immerss is a live commerce platform that connects online shoppers with in-store sales associates via live shoppable video.
Hi, I'm Patrick Jacobs, a co-founder at Immerss. At Immerss, we believe that the future of e-commerce is both live and personal. And that's why we built a platform that virtually transports online shoppers right into their favorite store instantaneously with a simple click of a button. For merchants of all sizes, you're now enabled to offer an in-store experience online. And for your online shoppers, you now get the same level of white glove service that you would expect in the store in a safe and convenient manner. For brands and retailers, the level of customer engagement is incredible, and it enables your sales associates to now sell beyond the walls of the physical store. So here's how it works. A widget is placed on the brand's website. When a customer clicks, they're connected via live shoppable video with a sales associate, either in the store, a call center, or even their homes. Once the customer and associate are connected, the experience is amazing. The associate can answer questions, can make suggestions, and because we integrate with the brand's e-commerce platform, the sales associate is armed with data and tools to deliver a fantastic experience to the customer. The two parties can literally shop alongside each other, just like they could in the store. This is obviously a timely solution, as merchants begin to struggle with dwindling foot traffic, as well as the growing consumer demands for convenience. And while there is no doubt that the Immerss platform helps solidify the relationship for the customer and the brand, we're also seeing remarkable metrics on the performance of the platform. We're converting 1 out of every 3 connections between the customer and the associate into a sale, an absurd number for online purchases. Further, average order values are significantly higher and return rates are drastically reduced on the Immerss platform. Plus, customers love it and the feedback we get from them is overwhelmingly positive. If you're a brand or retailer that believes that your online customers could benefit from a consultative sales experience, then we'd love to discuss how Immerss can work for you. We're also always eager to discuss the opportunity with Immerss with strategic investment partners. If you fit either of those profiles, please reach out today. Thank you for your time.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to shop from home using Immerss. Outside of work hours, of course, don't worry. Up next, we have Oculogx. So on average, order fulfillment accounts for about 60% of operational costs. We don't need that. Well, with Oculogx, we don't need to have that. Order fulfillment is no longer so labor intensive and costly.
Hi, my name is Tanner Green, and I'm Chief Operating Officer at Oculogx. At Oculogx, our mantra is to empower the workforce with the tools they need to work better. As for our team, we've got a team full of experts, decades worth of experience in their respective fields, and an incredible group of advisors and mentors that ensure we drive success. The question why now is super important to ask when you're at any stage of enterprise. As we've seen with ours, specifically in our beachhead buy online pickup in store and with online grocery sales, the growth is there, over 700% compounding annually. In August of 2019, online grocery sales specifically were at $1 billion, and less than a year later, they've now exceeded over $7 billion. And a problem that a lot of these retailers are facing, right, is the footprint of retail is being reimagined. And retail is being reimagined as micro distribution centers that allow for greater contact and greater touch points to the end consumer. And as with this evolution of retail, that's where we come in. Our solution is a digital order fulfillment platform that enables these stores to do more. We do this through 3 pillars. The first is increasing visibility of in-store operations and by network orchestration of AI pathfinding technology. Second is through increasing in-store fulfillment capabilities. We do this utilizing cloud-based fulfillment alongside augmented reality solutions. And lastly is through infrastructure-light technology. We like to play nice in the sandbox, if you will, with existing IT infrastructure to allow for a more faster and seamless onboarding process. We launched in one international grocer and found pretty incredible results. A 2,600% ROI over 2 years that came alongside with a 20% improvement in speed and in accuracy and their in-store fulfillment process. And as we move forward, we're always looking for partners to join our partnership program. So that includes system integrators, value-added resellers, and vertically integrated enterprises that can help us, get to the next level. And so thank you.
Thank you so much, Oculogx. So 2,600% return on investment, not too bad to say the least. Well, up next we have Airkit. So how do we improve the customer-led journey? And preferably in a way that is easy to integrate and not code intensive. So you can create a customized experience without coding with Airkit.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Cheney, account executive with Airkit. Excited to walk you through our solution here. We are building a low-code digital engagement platform. A little bit about the company here. We've been around for about 3 years. However, the core team has been together for well over a decade. Originally founded a company called RelateIQ, which was acquired by Salesforce. And it was really there that we started to see folks struggling with the interaction with their customers and how do they start to interact with them at scale. And what we started to realize was that companies scale out with headcount. When I say headcount, meaning the form of contact center agents, engineering, IT resources, as compared to leveraging technology. Some common themes that we would hear time and time again is teams are being asked to do more with less. When it came to the customer experience, oftentimes felt outdated. Engineering resources were just going away, so it was really tough to get everything done. And then digital competition was heating up pretty aggressively. So that's where we came in to build out the first low-code digital engagement platform that would enable teams just like yourself to build these digital-first experiences very quickly and easily. As you'll see up on the website here, this is Airkit Studio. So this is where you'll be able to build these end-to-end journeys based on your customer preferences and how you'd like them to interact. It's been fascinating to see anybody like MetLife, First Republic Bank, some other clients that we have on our list here, ADAC, which is Europe's version of AAA, all the way down to smaller startups such as Turo. And essentially how we interact is, first of all, being very flexible on the front end to interact with your customer in a way that they're comfortable, pulling them down this digital journey via SMS, text messages, QR codes, emails, etc., and then being able to pick up all this data and information as they go through these journeys to push back into your enterprise systems, whether this is Salesforce, Zendesk, Stripe, etc., and many more. Thank you for learning a little bit more about Airkit. Super excited to discuss any potential partnerships out there with people with interest. Feel free to reach out to me directly. All my contact information is listed right there below. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Great, thank you so much to Brian, and that was a great virtual background. Always good to have those these days. So up next we have a little bit of a surprise. This is an international spotlight. So Plug and Play has over 30 offices around the world. We're constantly sourcing startups from all corners of the globe. We work closely with international corporate partners, as well as our colleagues from different offices. So up next, we have StyleSeller, which is creating a zero marketing through linking brands and buyers. Buyers become sellers and create revenue from their purchased products.
Make your lifestyle a value. Hello, I'm Zamali of StyleSeller. StyleSeller is video commerce platform for next generation of e-commerce. We transform everyday consumers like you into sellers simply by creating reviews of products in our platform. When the purchase is made via the link, reviewers will get the reward up to 25% of selling price without hassles of creating an online shop. Here, Anna has made about $95,000 in revenue through StyleSeller over the past year. How is this possible? Just like dropshipping, the brands take care of sourcing and delivery, and plus, no need to have physical e-shop. Reviewers will market and sell products via their review links. Once sales are made, reviewers will get the reward, which can be transferred as extra money. Brands can promote their products over the world without any marketing costs, as reviews become direct marketing and sales tools. StyleSeller gets about 20% as margin from the price the consumers pay. With only about $1,000 marketing fees per month via Instagram ads, we're making around $250,000 in monthly revenue. Since consumers voluntarily participate in the marketing, so it could be possible to bring this great effect with low marketing cost. Through our beta test, we saw positive numbers in Southeast Asia and Korea. Now we are looking for investors and cooperative companies in retail to get American market successfully. We are an expert team with passion and credibility. We understand customers' demands and leading the trend. With StyleSeller, the time and effort you put on social media can turn out to be real value. So be with us. Thank you.
So for partners, that looks like a great tool, and for everyone else, a potential side gig. I don't know, we can give it a try. Up next, continuing with our international batch, we have Better Future Impact, which offers an online platform for finding information about private companies, corporate and investor activities, and market insights around positive impact and sustainability.
Hello, I'm the founder and CEO of Better Future Impact. I always wondered whether there will be a time good heart matters, good intentions are rewarded, and good actions bring greater monetization value. I believe this time has finally come under the theme called Sustainable Business, Conscious Consumerism, and Impact Investing. Better Future Impact is one-stop search platform to discover impact startups, conscious consumer brands, strategic partnership cases, and investment deals to pursue new opportunities in the coming era of sustainability. To simply put, you may view us as the next Crunchbase and CB Insights focusing on positive impact companies and sustainability market trends. Reduce your time researching Google articles, stop hiring expensive MBA consultants, and reduce effort filtering out more positive impact companies in Crunchbase. We do that for you. You just need to come to Better Future Impact to get curated information and resources you need around impact and sustainability market trends to be ahead of this game. Our team is comprised of sustainability professionals who graduated from Columbia University with extensive experience in the field of ESG, data, and sustainability management. We have received $35,000 as grant till now. It is the first time we are now open to pre-seed fundraising from external investors. We're also looking for clients who are willing to work with us on industry research based on our database, expertise, and global entrepreneur community, which is across 12 different countries. The wave of impact is coming. It is coming fast. It is huge, and it's a good one. So hop on this wave with us. Help us deliver the right information to the market and to you. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. I think right now we all realize we need a better future impact, pun intended. So thank you to our international startups. Now we're jumping back to our Silicon Valley batch where we have Qloo. So imagine a platform predicting an ice cream store you would like based off your favorite movie. Okay, no need to imagine, it's already here. Thanks to Qloo, companies can understand my preferences better than I can about myself. Get ready for Qloo, a cultural artificial intelligence platform.
Hi, I'm Alex Elias, founder and CEO of Qloo. Qloo has developed cultural AI, cutting-edge data science across some of the largest categories of culture and entertainment and consumer taste. We're backed by a wide variety of leading VCs, corporate strategics, and interesting individuals. We've raised over $20 million to date. We're based primarily in New York City and Amsterdam. And we currently cover over 250 million entities. So if your company has anything to do with understanding consumer taste across any of these categories, Qloo can likely add value to your roadmap. These are just some samples of the types of things Qloo can do with sub 50 millisecond latencies on average types. Qloo can accommodate a wide variety of data shapes. Typically sub 50 millisecond latencies. Qloo's constantly getting smarter as well. So as a client, you're constantly seeing the latest entities and outputs. And very importantly, Qloo's been developed with privacy in mind from day one. We've never operated with any PII whatsoever. So all this AI, all these inferences can be generated based on anonymized input signal and anonymized arrays. And Qloo's compliant by design under CCPA, under GDPR. And so a lot of this value can be unlocked in ways that couldn't be otherwise. And Qloo works with a wide variety of leading companies across industries. We would love to hear from you. We're looking for additional great use cases, corporate partners to pilot new integrations with, and also open to strategic investment where it makes sense for both parties. And hope you reach out. We'd love to give you a live demo and show this all in action and scope out some further use cases. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you so much, Alex, for that. And I saw Leonardo DiCaprio as one of your investors. If you want to make an intro to Leo, I'd love it, but no pressure, up to you. So up next, we have Impira. So save your time. Data entry can be easy and automated. Well, at least with Impira. Impira offers an AI automation platform that helps you leverage data trapped in PDFs, images, and videos.
Welcome to Impira. Impira helps you extract valuable data from your documents and images using artificial intelligence. Today, companies spend countless hours retyping information found in PDFs and scanned images. Traditional document processing automation tools often fail because they require rigid document layouts. These template-based approaches never work because the reality is that document layouts are varied and often changing. If you were a data scientist, you could build a machine learning model to understand your documents. First, you'd have to go out and collect thousands of examples, then train your model, then evaluate the model to see if it's effective. And if you come across a new document layout, you'd have to start that process all over again. But wouldn't it be great if the machine learning model could gain confidence over its predictions in an ongoing way through simple interactions? And what if you didn't have to be a data scientist or know anything about machine learning to just get the data out of your documents? At Impira, we embed AI into a spreadsheet-like interface that abstracts away all of the machine learning complexities and allows you to see immediate results with just a few clicks. Each time you highlight a word, or confirm some predicted text, or make a correction, those interactions get immediately fed back into the model for retraining, giving you fresh and more confident predictions. With Impira, you can process hundreds of documents in just a few minutes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to Impira. So up next, we have Idiomatic. What do Disney, Slack, Pinterest, and Instagram have in common? I frequently use all of their apps, perhaps more often than I'd like to admit. Yes, but no. They also use Idiomatic to elevate the customer experience.
Hello, all my plugin players. My name is Ben, and let's get into the quick breakdown of Idiomatic. Idiomatic was founded about 5 years ago by Chris and Kevin. Both of them had founded companies previously, and they both were running into the same problem. They were collecting a ton of customer data, be that via support interactions or reviews or long form and surveys or any other channel that's available to them. But they didn't know how to get to this in an efficient way to pull insights at scale. So they decided to solve this and built Idiomatic. They did this because, as you may know, CX is a huge deal these days. The only problem is there's no way to really get at how to quantify the data so your teams can use it strategically. Typically, people have to do something like this. They have their CRM, they have their help desk, they have their app reviews, they have their social media feeds. And typically there's an admin or somebody responsible for digging into this data or having it classified automatically at very high levels. This still leaves to lots of manual work to figure out what their customers want and need. It's too slow. So what Idiomatic does instead is we build custom machine learning model sets to help our clients classify freeform feedback, right? And so instead of them having to have admins for each data source, they just send all their data sources to Idiomatic and they let our custom set of machine learning models do the tagging automatically. Which means for you as the customer, right, much more granular insights, much higher levels of accuracy, and no loss of data at scale. That is our core competency. So if you'd like to be like Instacart, Disney, or Bridgestone, who have found great success working with us, please reach out. We would love to help. Thank you.
Awesome. 89% of customers walking away after a bad customer experience. Sounds like we all need Idiomatic. Up next, we have Centricity. So you know how it goes. We all want the right product in front of the right person at the right time. Sounds kind of easy, but unfortunately it is not. But thanks to Centricity, it can be. Centricity is a SaaS company that provides micro-market pre-purchase intent data to retailer and CPG companies.
Hey, my name is Mike Brackett. I'm the founder and CEO of Centricity. We are a retail and CPG focused data company based in New York City. I founded the company after a lifelong career in the retail CPG industry, doing everything from stocking shelves to store manager, all the way up to category management. And I really felt a strong pain point when I was trying as a retail leader to make strong customer-centric decisions as it pertained to private label innovation, as well as product assortment, pricing, and promotion. The tools that we use were legacy syndicated data tools, which of course, as I found, tell a very one-sided story of consumer trends, particularly on a micro-market level, and very much particularly when it's looking at new innovation and there is no data or signals in the market yet. Tactically, what we do as a company is we take in over 1 billion points of raw internet traffic every single day. We layer on a mixture of both human and AI annotation to be able to do entity extraction and sentiment analysis on all of this raw traffic that people are looking at. So this can be anything from search, social, recipe, lifestyle blogs. We capture that and we are able to display that to our customers to show a truly unprecedented amount of forward-looking, actual customer-centric data that is not at all polluted by promotion, by pay-to-play activity, nothing of that sort. Most of the applications that we have, again, are with brick and mortar retail and CPG. This is not just with food, so we're working in multiple verticals such as fashion, non-foods, as well as getting into some other verticals within retail. Because we see that large, unprecedented amount of data and signals in the market before anybody else, our research and development departments at CPG companies are able to use this to help aiding in both looking at what the up and coming trends are, to be able to deliver products to market faster before their competition, as well as when it comes time to have that all-important conversation with the retailer to convince them that that item is right for their distribution, it gives them an actual meaningful large data set that proves to the retailer that not on a panel, not on social media, but in your actual operating market, I can prove to you that there's a want and need for this product and you don't carry it. So with that said, we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mike. Awesome platform you built based off your own experiences. So up next, we have Hops. So forget expensive and time-consuming outsourcing. Want to be matched with a marketing or engineering expert in less than 2 minutes, literally in the touch of a button. Try Hops. Hops is a live and on-demand expert platform for engineering and marketing teams.
Hi guys, my name is Amr and I'm the founder of Hops. What is Hops? Hops is an AI-driven web platform that upskills your teams on enterprise tools by connecting them with vetted experts within 2 to 3 minutes. We currently offer help for tools like Facebook Ads Manager and Google AdWords, and are now working on adding tools like Figma and Webflow. So what makes Hops so different from other freelancer marketplaces? Well, first of all, we're an upskill platform, not an outsourced platform. Our experts are not there to do your work. They are there to teach you and your team how to do exactly what it is that you need to do. For example, let's say your marketing team is having a hard time figuring out how to optimize their ad spend. Hop on Hops. Our experts will teach you how to analyze the spend while also giving your team unique, industry-specific insights to improve your ROI. There's no sourcing cost to find that help. You're automatically connected to an expert that can help you best resolve your problem. No more wasted time going through lists of people, spending time messaging, and finally picking someone who may be able to help you days later. Just hop on Hops. We use our AI to find the best matched expert for you based on your request data and the availability of online experts. We simplify the pricing process. Clients know exactly how much they will pay per hour for any given task. For example, to speak with a Google Ads expert on how to set up or auto your campaign, it will always cost you $140 per hour, billed by the minute. No overhead, no retainer fees. And the best part? We connect you to an expert within 2 to 3 minutes to start an audio-video screen share call.
Sounds easy enough. Let's just hop on Hops. So up next, let me just tell you, it's happened to all of us. You don't realize your favorite meal was incorrect until you get home. Or you get ready to have your fries, but your favorite sauce is lost. It's terrible. It truly is. Well, Agot.AI solves the problem of order inaccuracy by using computer vision.
Hi, we're Agot.AI, and we're building the restaurant of the future. Agot.AI is an AI-powered restaurant manager that is able to see everything that's happening in the restaurant at once and use this to power the restaurant of the future. Agot installs cameras in quick service restaurants, and using deep learning and computer vision, we build a digital representation of the store. This allows for multiple add-on use cases, and using this, we solve enterprise food services needs for order accuracy, analytics, and new applications. In the restaurant of the future, I don't have to worry about waiting in line, receiving an incorrectly prepared order, or pulling out my wallet to pay. An AI has watched what has happened and carefully choreographed operations and experience, from prep to checkout. We track raw ingredients to their final destinations, for both waste and completed orders. For every order that is prepped in the restaurant, Agot.AI ties together the who, what, when of the preparation of the order with the where the order ended up, by what customer paid for the order. This lets brands fix the why and enable real-time interventional applications. One of these applications is the bagging supervisor.
There are many use cases for technology. We can't go through and detail all of them in the time allotted, but we're being used for order accuracy, cashier automation, service analytics, and other tools to improve restaurant economics. If you are interested in tracking assembly in your operations, you may wish to talk to us. Please contact sales at Agot.AI for sales inquiries, or contact me directly at alex@agot.ai. Thank you.
Awesome presentation, and anything to get that order correct, I'm into. So up next we have Perksy. Now, as a millennial, you guys have to trust me on this. Perksy is fun and interactive. And for companies, it's a great real-time consumer insights research platform. So get rewards, answer questions, I'm in.
Hi, I'm Nadia. I'm a 4-time founder, Forbes 30 Under 30, and the CEO and founder of Perksy, and we're building the future of feedback. Perksy is an on-demand insights platform that powers contextual, in-the-moment research with everyday consumers through mobile. Users download the Perksy app and answer these interactive, immersive questions from brands in a format called stacks. For every stack that they answer, users can collect points, which they then redeem at over 100 participating retailers, like Nike, Nordstrom, Sephora, Uber, Delta Airlines. 80% of our users complete their stack within 6 hours, compared to the industry standard of 2 to 5%. And it's because of the unique, patented experience we've created, one that leads to better responses, better engagement, and better data. Unlike other providers, we never use third-party sample. Our audience is entirely our own. They're real, everyday people who are unique and diverse, like you and I. Perksy also connects brands with some of the hardest to reach audiences, with a special focus on millennials and Gen Z, so you can talk to the people who matter most to your brand. With Perksy, we put the power of real-time research right at your fingertips, with an easy-to-use platform that powers insights for your brand at every consumer inflection point. Perksy's platform lets you create and design custom research campaigns, reach hyper-targeted and hyper-local audiences, and analyze all of the results in real time. We're also crazy fast. We get results for brands in hours, not weeks. Today we have over 95 agency and enterprise customers, like Pepsi, Nestle, Smuckers, Mondelez, Target, Kohl's, and Nickelodeon. Common use cases include package tests, concept tests, brand tracking, and ad effectiveness. We also do qualitative work like video diaries, mobile ethno, and guest intercepts. With an on-demand insights platform that connects you with your target audience in real time and greater speed, scale, and engagement than traditional research, Perksy is building the future of feedback by asking what's next.
Great, thank you so much to Nadia with Perksy, and that was an awesome hat. I don't know if anyone else noticed the Savage hat, but definitely resonating with Gen Z and millennials. So thank you to all of our amazing startups. It's been an absolute pleasure working with them the past few months, and next I will be handing the virtual microphone to Will.
Awesome, fantastic. Thank you so much, Gwyneth. Just a phenomenal job all around. And what I like to do here at this point is we like, as a team, to recognize a corporate partner at the end of the batch who's done something special or been engaged with our community. And it's my pleasure to present that award right now to you. And this is for a longtime founder. There you go. Thank you so much for the drum roll reveal. Look, Mars came into this batch very strong. They've spoken at some of our events. They've done deal flow sessions across multiple topics and worked with startups in the batch. And for that impressive engagement, the entire team here wanted to recognize as the Brand and Retail Batch 14 Corporate Award winner, Gary Aurora and the Launchpad team at Mars Incorporated. So congrats. And Gary, I'm not sure if we have you here on the line, but if you wanted to say a few words.
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
You're coming through great, yeah.
Awesome, man. It took me 4 years to get this award, but I'm glad I did. So thank you, Will, for the recognition. Thank you to the incredible team at Plug and Play. I think, like Will, you mentioned, we've been part of the journey for about 4 years, and I think it's a testament that we keep coming back is because we keep seeing tremendous value. I think this for us is a way to future-proof our business, specifically when we look about how the route to mine and the route to marketing and the route to media is being disrupted. I think for us having a partner like Plug and Play, who honestly, the quality of startups that are coming through the batch, the precision of the right use cases that we are trying to solve for, and I think that compatibility every year over year, I've seen that get better and better. And as a result of that, the clear result is we're doing way more pilots with the startups in each of the batches. We're scaling and turning those small pilots into large scale commercial deals. So I think the proof is in the pudding. And honestly, big shout out to the team at Plug and Play, for being ultra responsive, being super helpful when we need them. And I think I think we've established a pretty nice way of working, which is we lean in when we need to lean in, we're working when we need to work, and I think that rhythm and that focus on the right use cases has really resulted in some really meaningful work that we're doing together. So I hope to continue to play an important role in continuing to bring startups into the Mars world. And also for any of the corporate partners that are on here, I think what you invest with Plug and Play is what you get back. So for us, we've continued to increasingly get more and more team involved in Plug and Play and with the startups and with the community. And I think the results we're getting back keep getting better every year. So thank you for the team, and thank you for all the startup community that continues to spend a lot of time with us.
Incredible. Well, thank you, Gary and team, and congratulations again. I really appreciate working with you. So fantastic. That is it. That brings us to the close of part 1 out of 2 for our Brand and Retail Expo. The showcase on Remo will be happening this afternoon, Pacific time, with our media and advertising group as well. It'll be combined. The next expo in the Fall Summit will be media and advertising coming up shortly. So thank you to operations. Thank you to the startups. Thank you to our partners, Charlie, Cole. Everybody did a phenomenal job, and have a wonderful day.